All right, I think we're live on YouTube. What's up? We're going to be going through more Boot.dev stuff today. We'll chat for like 5-10 minutes maybe and then jump into it. But yeah, we're live. Everything's working properly. I love it. All right, let's post it in Discord. So, as usual, you are welcome to ask web dev questions, career questions in chat. I'm going to be going through challenges, and then I usually look at chat between the challenges. So if you want to listen to music or my music, you can go on Twitch. If you want to listen to your own music and watch this without music, you can go on YouTube. So you are learning Python? I am learning Python. Boring stuff like management apps and being entrepreneur stuff with a mix of mobile game stuff. Management apps and entrepreneurship stuff. Okay, with a mix of mobile game stuff. On Twitch, the ads I see are shooter and RPG games. Okay, gotcha. I could see that I could see how that's more appealing to a gamer for sure. That's fair. I wouldn't imagine there are a whole lot of gaming ads on a channel like this. Not on YouTube. All right. Looks good. And I didn't set the stream deck up yet, but I go to the scene. So I just realized I didn't set my mic up here, but that's okay. But essentially, my home gym is set up. I set up the app. So sometime in February, we are going to be starting the gym streams. I think they'll be fun. We'll play around with it. And hopefully we can encourage people to just focus on their fitness a little bit more. Because as we all know, a lot of developers can neglect that. And, we're all about a bit more of a balanced health here. Your sound is a bit behind for me. Gonna refresh. Okay. Fixed it. Nice. Awesome. Glad to hear it. Yeah, you tell my back that? What? I don't... Okay. What does that mean? I'm not saying all developer. Okay. This is a weird intro. You've been following for a long time. These are like weird starter messages, Invader. I'm not saying all developers are out of shape. I'm just saying there are a lot of developers out of shape. So what we want to do is we want to help those developers that aren't really focused on their fitness. It's not a personal attack on you. I'm saying, for people where they haven't really created a habit yet, we can encourage them to do so. I don't... It's just a weird, You've been following since, May of 2017. These are your first messages. It's like a odd intro to come into the stream with. What's up, live stream? How you doing? I was taking fun of myself. Oh, maybe, I don't know. Maybe I just don't understand you. Maybe that's it. I'm just interpreting things differently. Maybe that's it. Maybe it's me. I appreciate the good vibes and message, Don. Well, I appreciate that. And what's up, Rantenna? How you doing, man? And happy, it's Monday. I just keep working every day, so days blend in. I like it, though. Eating really healthy. No more alcohol. Man, do I feel freaking good, Oh, man. I'm going to just keep feeling better. But the weight is cutting. I'm doing cardio for January. I'm doing a lot of cardio. I'm going to really up the lifting in February. And then just get rolling. My old habits. Cutting back on the alcohol, not as much last year. That's awesome, man. I love to hear it. I don't know about you guys, but it affects my... It just gives me a bit of brain fog. I'm not 100%. It takes weeks for it to, recover. Maybe it just affects me more. I don't know. But I like my brain clear and unfoggy. Very unfoggy. So, Warm Invader, do you are you saying you have a routine, or Are you saying your back is built up, or help me understand? Like, do you usually like lift, or do you feel like you need to like really get into the habit of working out? February is a good time to do gym stuff on stream. Most people who have done a New Year's resolution have given up, leaving those who really, that's a good point, who really want to do it. Yeah, that's a really good point. That's a really good point. I'm getting back on Twitch for the first time in a while. It's awesome to see the code streamers are still going. Yep. Yeah, coding has picked up big time. Like it's much more of a thing now on Twitch. Yeah. It's pretty cool to see. Twitch has taken it a little bit more seriously. Because you had like streamers like Primogen and Pirate Software. I'm sure there are other streamers. Those are just the two that I watch that really helped build up the community on Twitch. It's pretty cool. Do we have anyone on YouTube, by the way? Chat or type something in chat if you are on YouTube. I want to make sure that my chat messages actually work. Because YouTube always is buggy. Always is buggy. Been playing some WoW, SOD. Girlfriend got my 2-month sub. Oh, to WoW for Xmas. Oh, that's kind of her. Yeah, I thought SOD was pretty fun. I did. I decided for January, no video games. I probably would be playing WoW if I was playing video games. Oh. Wait. That came out of the wrong speaker. You probably heard it in my mic. Here. Boot.dev. Thanks so much for the Prime, man. I appreciate that. That's very generous. You had one streamer to give your Prime to, and you gave it to me. That's very generous. Thank you.
Hey, listen.
Proper audio now. Let's go. Okay, well, Twitch is active today. YouTube is dead. I don't know where YouTube's at, but that's okay. Maybe they'll hop in a bit, but I appreciate the activity on Twitch. So, one more thing, and then we're going to get started. I am trimming the Discord big time. My Discord's dead, right? Really small community. I filtered out a lot of people that were inactive for many, many months. And so I'm just trimming the channels. We don't need that many. I might even trim more. But if you have any suggestions on what channels we should have or how to combine channels or anything like that, please feel free to let me know. You can let me know on my live streams or Discord. Yeah, just let me know. Got a bowl of yogurt snacking on at the moment, mixed with protein, 50 grams total. Damn, that's a lot of protein. A lot of protein. That's a big bowl. Do you have like chunks of meat in it? It's a lot of protein. I'm sure it does taste good. Probably sugary too. Careful with that. All right. Oh yeah, but I've been drinking kefirs. I put that in my protein drink, and it's really been like, man, it's really helping out my digestive system and stomach. It's so good. I think alcohol was trash in my digestive system, and I think it helped keep it somewhat balanced, but I don't know. Like yogurt, kefirs, oh, really, really good for your stomach. My horse is amazing. Dick Specs, thanks for the follow on Twitch. Welcome, man, welcome. Hell yeah. All right, let's dive into it. So, like I said, you are welcome to backseat code. I'm not going to look at a chat while I go through this because I want to learn. And yeah, I will look at chat in between. You've probably encountered some errors in your code from time to time. If you've gotten this far in the course in Python, there are two main kinds of distinguishable errors: syntax errors and exceptions. All right, so syntax errors. You probably know that what these are by now. A syntax error is just a Python interpreter telling you that your code isn't adhering to proper Python syntax. It's not valid code, so it will error. If I try to run that sentence as if it were valid code, I'll get a syntax error. Exceptions, even if your code has the right syntax over it, may still cause an error when an attempt is made to execute it. Errors detected through execution are called exceptions and can be handled gracefully by your code. You can even raise your own exceptions when bad things happen in your code. Python uses a try except pattern. Okay. The try block is executed until an exception is raised or it completes, whichever happens first. In this case, an exception is raised because division by 0 is impossible. The exit block is only executed if an exception is raised in the try block. If you want to access the data from the exception, we use the following syntax. Okay, exception as E. Wrapping potential errors on a try except block allows a program to handle the exception gracefully without crashing. Assignment. One of the calls to get player record is throwing a player ID not found exception. Change the code in the main function to safely make all 4 calls with one try except block. If an exception is raised, print the exception instead. Okay. Wait, is it accept? I forgot the syntax. Accept. Okay. Exception as error. Print error. Player ID not found. Let's go. Yogurt and probiotics will set it up good. Yeah, it will, man. Yeah, it will. Love the probiotics. What was the other drink? It wasn't kefir. It was kombucha. There's one drink I tried in Chicago that I never would have tried. Just some like, I feel like it's a drink that you just get from like some hippie store. I don't know. Like you would just like have that like very pretentious friend, that very snobby friend that just like knows a bunch of like unique health drinks. Dude, I'm being such a dick. But like, that's how I pictured like learning about that kind of stuff, which is actually really healthy for you. I figured like I would have to learn it from someone like that, and I was wrong. And I got showed that like there's a lot out there that I don't know about in terms of health that I could learn, maybe from you guys, but it did taste pretty good. Man, I had some weird meals in Chicago. I like the restaurants, but Chicago's different. Chicago is very different. What is this? Achievement earned. Study consistently for 8 days. Let's go. Also, I was wondering if this was stuck. I wasn't getting any more notifications, so I see that it did go to 21. Like, I know it's kind of like conspiracy land, but I thought Lane blocked me from getting more notifications because he came in on the stream where I said I am not opening up any loot boxes, and I literally thought that he blocked me from getting any notifications. That's kind of crazy, isn't it? Oatmeal, seeds, nuts, and dried fruit. Good for the gut. Homemade muesli, basically. What's muesli? What's up, Dave? How you doing? Do we have no one on YouTube? Bro, usually our YouTube chat is popping and Twitch is dead. What is going on? I actually would like Twitch to be more active. This is awesome. Dried fruit. People keep recommending that, but I don't think I've ever had it. If you can store it longer, I might try it. Muesli? Oh, yeah, I don't know what that is. No idea. All right. A cereal with milk in the morning? Like cereal with milk? So it's sugary? Do you work out at home or go to a gym? I go to a gym. So I do work out at home, but I don't have cardio stuff here. And I'm mainly doing cardio stuff because when I get into a routine with cardio stuff, then I start lifting heavy. But the cardio stuff just, gives me the good chemicals. And it just sets my habits in motion. That's how I've done it in the past. Because I've had fat cycles in the past, and I've always done this, and then I'll go years with good habits. It always starts off with like high intensity cardio though. Just changes my mindset. So that's what I'm doing right now. But I actually did just work out, which is why you see the mat. I was doing core stuff for my back because I want to strengthen my back. My back has not gone out for like months now. It's finally getting solid. No more freaking issues with that. That was stupid. I'm like 35 years old and my back is already going out. It was just an imbalance in my hip from sitting 12 to 14 hours a day trying to build my business. But yeah, no more of that shit. We're taking this seriously. You love muesli or porridge? Okay. It's slow carbs getting energy all day. Oh. Do I want to be? Do you want to like? Okay. Interesting. If I don't do my 1 hour and 30 minutes of cardio every day, my mental feels a bit off. Oh yeah, dude. For sure. Yeah, and an hour and a half is a long time. But my mental's definitely different. I think that's why it becomes addictive. You just know how good you feel afterwards. Food is weird. I tried lettuce for the first time last year. It was bitter. Didn't like it. And what's up, JJ? How you doing, man? Welcome. Happy Monday. But after a few days, I started craving it. Oh, I apparently like bitter food more now. Been eating. Okay. Oh. Oh, okay. So you've been... Stop eating chocolate. Stop it. We got weight loss goals. What are you doing eating chocolate? Get the hell out of here with that. That's a nice setup. Can you show it? Oh, yeah. Sure. Here. I'll put a mic on, too. You guys can probably hear me. Okay, there we go. You guys can hear me now. But yeah, essentially, like, I gotta find the right angle for it because it's really only showing like 2/3 of the gym. There's kind of like an open area behind. So I'll find the right angle for it. And I gotta finish the mats by the door. I think I'll probably cut them out. I just can't have like the full length of the mats where you see that wood underneath. But those are pretty nice. Like I can drop my weights just fine on them and they won't damage the floor underneath, which is awesome. These are pretty heavy mats. Like, they're really thick mats. But I think we could have some fun with this. I think it'll be fun just to, like... Again, I just want to do it to hopefully encourage people to, you know, get their butt in motion. Ultra Processed People is a very interesting book about the food industry and nutrition. I lost 3 stone. What's stone? Last year and eat like a king now? What is stone, Dave? We eat a lot of processed stuff, at least in the US. 3 puns? What's puns? Where does the punching bag hang from? Oh, it's, you see that white bar on the left? It goes all the way into the corner, and then it extends on the wall connecting to it, adjacent to it. And it extends that far out, you know, coming towards the camera as well. It's just kind of like a giant pole. It doesn't, so I rent this place. I couldn't really drill holes and set up like a solid foundation in the ceiling to be able to hold it because it's a 100-pound bag, right? That thing is swinging. That's going to bring the roof down potentially or like make it unstable. But I got an extra kind of metal setup. It was really expensive, but the landlord wouldn't let me do anything else. I had to pay money for that. 12 pounds. Oh, gotcha. Okay. So you probably eat healthier and you eat more, Dave. Okay, that's pretty cool. I thought 1 stone equals 14. Oh, okay. All right. Been dealing with winter storm. Blair so far power is staying on, but there's a ton of ice outside. We got about 1/2 inch to 3/4 of an inch of ice last. Ooh, damn, Jay. Stay safe, man. Stay safe. Yeah, I hear it's pretty bad. It hasn't hit this area. Not really. I think we're getting a little bit of snow tonight, but yeah. All right, let's go back to capture. Just real food now? Hell yeah, man. Hell yeah. All right, let me finish my protein drink, then I'll get running with this. And if you would, please do like the live stream on YouTube. If you want, you can go to the YouTube live stream as well, Don the Developer. Like it just to boost it, even if you're watching on Twitch. But that's like the one thing that gets it to push out to other people on YouTube. Oh, that's a good protein drink. I stopped putting milk in it. Too many calories. Too fat. Just water, spinach, fruit. Usually, like, I really like blackberries and blueberries, and then or strawberries. But man, I put strawberries in the freezer, and I have like a really strong blender, but it still took forever to chop them up. And so then I put them in my fridge, and then they got really, really soggy overnight, and they leaked everywhere in my fridge. So I got to clean that up. So I'm never doing that again. I'll admit I kind of changed career paths, focusing more on system programming with the lower level stuff and embedded systems and contributing to web browsers and Linux distros is my current goal. Okay, cool. I'm glad you kind of found that path. What made you want to go down that route? I tried web programming, but honestly, outside of Go, I just ended up hating it. It's not for me. Dude, that's what it's about, man. It's about figuring out what's for you in the programming world. That's exactly what it's about. All right, next challenge. Let's do it. So we move on. All right, so the try block is executed until an exception is raised or it completes, whichever happens first. In this case, a divided 0 is raised because division by 0 is impossible. The except block is only executed if an exception is raised. Why shouldn't we like get an infinity number back? Why is this impossible? The except block is only executed if an exception is raised, and the try block if it then exposes the exception as data, in our case, so that program can handle the exception gracefully without crashing. No exceptions are raised on the try block. The wait, what? If no exceptions are raised in the try block, then the code just executes. The executed block executes with a none exception. Okay. So would it print none? No. Okay. It just doesn't execute it. All right. I'm guessing this. No. Wait. The program a no except. What? Hold on. If no exceptions are raised in the try block, the except block is only executed if an exception is raised in the try block. If then exposes the exception as data, so that the program can handle the exception gracefully without crashing. So it doesn't rate, like, what? I'm just misreading this. Oh, oh my god, dude. The except block won't execute. If an exception is raised outside of a try block, the exception is automatically caught and handled. Cool. What? Oh my, okay. If an exception is raised outside of, dude, I'm not even reading this. I'm like, I read it like if an exception is raised inside of a try block, the program crashes and prints the exception. Wait, why wouldn't that happen? Oh, outside of it, dude. Reading comprehension. Oh, yo, we finally got a video. It's been a long time. Long time since we had a video. Print a divide by 0 error. Yeah, that's what it sounds like, but I still feel like, why should it be an error? Why not return infinity? Dude, I love the winter, man. I love the snow. Give me snow all year round. If I move to Florida, it's the only reason I will hate Florida. The heat. It's like, that's the main reason people move to Florida. It's not even why I'm moving to Florida. It's so weird. How could you hate English weather? It's so good here. It's all we talk about. Question is independent of the example, I think. I think I was just misreading it. Yeah, C, C++, and Rust are more my area of skill. Okay. I know I've not been around much anymore. I was just in a rut after my dad passed. Yeah, of course, dude. I I remember, of course. How are you doing with that? I'm finally got over things in spring. That's awesome. I'm really glad to hear that. That's rough. You will see me crash if my mom passes, for sure. 100%. I totally get it. But I'm glad you're doing better. Outside of that, I got into hunting and fishing since I've been living in Kentucky. Okay, very nice. I like it. That's got to be refreshing. Got my first deer this hunting season. Dude, I want to go hunting. I've never been hunting, not for food. I went hunting when I was like 7. I barely remember it. I didn't hit anything, and I just got to shoot a gun. I remember that long time ago. That was pretty cool. I don't know if that's legal. I have no idea. But yeah, that was really cool. I want to go hunting to actually kill and eat. Like I feel like that'd be a very cathartic experience, you know? The condition doesn't meet inside a try. It's an exception, which we catch by inside a try. What? If the condition doesn't meet inside a try. Yeah, correct. Yes, Angel. I'm more of a bow hunter. Oh, wow. Okay, and it's great. I like the challenge of it more than guns. Bows are a workout. I'm sure they are. Yeah, I hear some people that, like, I don't know, might not think that's humane. I don't know what I think about that. It is less humane, but I'm sure there's something very primal about it. I'm not against it at all, actually. I understand why some people are, though. But hell, like, also gives the animal a little bit more of an advantage to survive. Yo, can I ask for an introduction of your story here? Sure, I could do it. We'll go, um, I guess like a brief timeline. Graduated college with a psychology degree. After volunteering at the crisis center for a year, I realized I didn't want to do that the rest of my life, and so I went back home and kind of got like a swim instructor lifeguard job and just studied. Or no, then I finally got an aquatics director job, managed a team of 25 people in Illinois with that. Extremely underpaid, overworked, had a bunch of like little shits because I managed. No, it was just a few people, but I had a few people that like it's impossible to fire people at the YMCA that need to be fired, and it just wasn't worth the money anymore. I'm like, fuck it, you know, like I'm finally gonna try to become a developer, and so I spent 2 years and 15 or 2 years and a quarter basically learning how to code, like really doubling down on it, because I would dabble in it for many years before that, but then I finally went to coding boot camp, like the last portion of that, because I wasn't having much luck. I shouldn't say luck, I just wasn't doing well in the job search. And then graduated coding boot camp. 6 weeks after, got a job. Had a dev job, 3 different dev jobs within about the span of like 2 years and 9 months, and then quit to do this, where I just mentor developers. I've been doing this for the past 5 years. Just focus highly on mentorship and content creation and getting sponsorships and affiliate deals and stuff like that to be able to pay the bills. That's it. That's pretty much it. A huge bodybuilding fan. Like, I got really out of shape, but I was obsessed with fitness. Like, I always pushed it on people, you know, in an encouraging way. Like a lot of my friends, stuff like that. I feel like I was just always that person that just was obsessed with it more than other people. And I want to get back to that point. And that's kind of my main goal in 2025. Tons of learning and back into bodybuilding and fitness. My crossbow alone is about, okay, 120 pounds, draw weight to get it set up and cocked. It hits about 420 feet per second. Okay. What's up, Renee? How you doing? For programming, recently I got to C++ in the book Crafting Interpreters, where you build an interpreter for a custom language in Java and then C. Digging into low level. I'm glad you found that. I'm glad you're enjoying it. Well, that's a twister. All that hell of a journey. Yeah, it's not very linear. It definitely isn't linear, right? Weird background. Just trying to make the ends meet. And pursuing aquatics because I was a head guard at the Purdue Rec Center for a while. I liked it. I did well at that. I was very strict though. When it comes to water, like I'm a pretty strict manager when it comes to like anything sort of safety. Sometimes I put some people off, but I think it was like just right for the Purdue Rec Center. But then when I went into the YMCA environment, it was almost too strict. And I would have had to replace some staff with staff that like I could trust. That would have been like a 2-year process, I think. Man, what a pain. I think I just had the wrong manager that didn't back me. I think that's why I finally ended up like just saying, you know what? Screw this profession. I'm going to coding. I'm glad I did though. I'm glad I did quit because that doesn't pay for jack shit. And I didn't enjoy it enough to keep doing it for low pay. By the way, if you want to get your notifications number to go up quicker, you could take a quest. Oh, the flame icon under the bag. Really? Oh, shoot. Do you think we can earn 5 XP within 24 hours or 5,000? Do you think we could do that? Like, how much XP are we earning? What do you think, Tuba? Don understand the psychology of programming better than anyone. I think psychology is interesting. And I think other people would find psychology interesting when you're not forced to learn that kind of stuff, you know? I don't know about you guys, but like learning that in traditional education was so fucking boring. It just made me hate learning. I hate college. I hate high school. Fuck that. I just don't have the personality to be that interested in it. It's so linear. It's so structured. Let me be curious. It's just so mind-numbing and bot-like, and I want to learn what I want to learn. Psychology becomes infinitely more interesting when you care to learn it. Learning becomes infinitely more interesting when you are curious, man. I hated school. I thought I was going to hate learning for the rest of my life, and I just found that I love learning. I was just in the wrong environment. I don't know about you guys, but high school and college was not for me. It wasn't that I couldn't do it, I just didn't care to do it. Good music on Twitch, by the way. Yeah, me too. Granted, for the career path is difficulty like anything in the dev nowadays. Give the current circumstances the world, but doesn't mean you can't keep learning. 100%. Yeah, a lot of different paths in the dev world are hard, but it's going to be a lot easier if you enjoy it. You're going to be up all night working on that project, learning more. You'd be like, this is fun. I'm weird because I love school and the academic side of things. That's awesome. Hey, I'm glad you did. It probably turned out better for you. But I blew a lot of years. I was in college for 7 years. It took me 7 years to get my psychology degree, 4-year degree. 7 years. I have a lot of debt. I did transfer and a lot didn't transfer over, but, to different college, but still. Warm Inviter, I think sometimes I get like a gut feeling with initial messages. I think I had the wrong gut feeling about you. I'm just surprised you haven't talked in this community in a while. I'm saying that in a positive sense. You could, but you'd need to get on it. Not easy with us chatting. I'd go for the medium or small. Yeah, that's fair. Okay, I get it. I hear you. Earn loud and clear. 500. Thank you. I hear you loud and clear. Yeah, because I was it was random. Less context involved. I bet you our vibe is very different than 2017 too. And I can guarantee you the vibe is going to drastically change with the different habits. Like, I know you guys are just, I say this and you're like, yeah, whatever. But like, I'm telling you, I'm a drastically different person when I get obsessed with working out and eating right. It's like a completely different personality. It'll take a few months to like really kick in, but you'll see it. You might think I'm crazy, but you will see it. Don't feel bad, buddy. I got a lot of debt too. Believe me, it sucks, but we'll get to, yeah, we will. 100%. Mel in YouTube as well. I think Mel's your guided tube is your Twitch, right? Yeah, curiosity is very important. If you want to go ahead and anything in career, 100%. And guys, if you would, please do like the YouTube live stream. It helps push it out. All right, we ready for a video? I think we're ready for a video. Teach us, Lane. Let's hear it. Let's go. So the words or the video is going to be not lined up with the audio. I think I have to mess with it to get it lined up. I don't care. Yep. Easier to read the chat. Nice. Okay. All right, let's do it. Pause music. All right, let's go. Errors are not something to be scared of. Every program that runs a production is expected to manage errors on a constant basis. Our job as developers is to handle the errors gracefully and in a way that aligns with our users' expectations.
Let's talk about the difference between bugs and errors in code. And I think this is an important topic because a lot of newer developers don't think quite appreciate the difference between bugs and errors, because from the user's perspective, like in your pre-developer life, I think these two words sometimes get maybe conflated or used synonymously, but there's actually a really, really big difference. So let's give some examples. An example of a bug would be something like the program crashing. Let's say like your application crashes on maybe some specific user input. So say you have like an online game. If someone types the word crash into the chat, the game just crashes. It's all over, right? That would be a bug. It's basically unexpected. This is the important part. Unexpected. It's unexpected behavior is what a bug is. Okay, an error, on the other hand, isn't necessarily a bad thing. It's just something you plan for. So, for example, an error might be, again, using the example of an online game, it'd be like internet connection lost, right? So you're writing your code. You have to plan for the fact that it's possible that the person running your code, the person playing your game, essentially loses their internet connection. That's not a bug in your code. There's nothing you can really do about that as a software developer. But it's something you need to plan for, and it's something you need to handle. So errors are expected, and we handle them, right? We handle errors. Okay, so bugs and errors, the big difference is bugs are always bad. Like if you have bugs in your code, you need to fix your code, right? And what that means is, so say a user encounters a bug, they say, hey, my program's crashing, or hey, this sword is supposed to do 250 damage, but it's actually only doing 100 damage. Like the only solution to a bug is to go fix the code. So you go fix the code, right? When an error occurs, hopefully your code already is built in such a way that it handles it. Now, it's worth pointing out, if errors are happening and they're not being handled properly, then that is a bug, right? But the bug isn't the fact that the error is happening. The bug is the fact that you're not handling the error properly, right? So what what is an error? From a more literal perspective, what is an error in code? Well, if you're in Python, the way errors happen typically is that the developer actually raises them intentionally. So there's kind of this keyword, right? Raise. So you can raise an exception. And in Python, an exception is an error. That's just the word used. In JavaScript, you would throw an error. And in Go, you would return an error value. Right. So these are things that we actually plan for in our code. Right? We're raising exceptions, we're throwing errors, we're returning errors. And then when those errors happen, we are actually writing code that does something. So for example, say internet connection was lost. The way we would handle that is we might do some retries, right? So we're sending a network request. It fails because there's no internet connection. Maybe we wait 5 seconds and we try again, right? And then we wait 10 seconds and then we try again. That would be one way to handle an error. Another way we can handle an error, this is a pretty common way, is just to alert the user. So for example, maybe we require 8-character long passwords. The user enters 6 characters. We throw an error, and the way we handle the error is by telling the user, hey, you need to put in another 2 characters into your password. So that's errors. And really, if you get nothing else from this video, I just want you to understand bugs are always bad. The definition of a bug is something unexpected happening in your code. And the only way to fix it is to go back and work on your code. Find where your code is doing something where you didn't expect it to be doing that thing, right? You expected a sword to be doing 200 damage. It's only doing 100 damage. You have to go find in your code why that's the case. Whereas with errors, if errors are happening, as long as you're handling them gracefully, that's all you need to do. So hope this helps.
Cool. I don't think throughout all of my learning with JavaScript that I was ever explained the difference between bugs and errors, but I can understand if someone has that misconception. I think this is an interesting lesson. Icy, welcome on Twitch. Thanks for the follow. Welcome. All right. When something in our own code happens that isn't the happy path, we should raise our own exceptions. For example, if someone passes some bad inputs to a function we write, we should not be afraid to raise an exception to let them know they did something wrong. An error or exception is raised when something bad happens, but as long as our code handles it as users expect it to, it's not a bug. A bug is when code behaves in ways our users don't expect it to. For example, if a player tries to forge a sword out of the metal bar, we might raise an exception if the game doesn't support crafting a sword from that metal type. Cool. Raise exception. All right. However, that's the expected behavior of the game, so it's not a bug. If a player can forge a sword out of gold, that may be considered a bug because that's against the rules. Don't catch your own exceptions. As a rule of thumb, you do not want to catch exceptions you raise within the same function block, for example. Instead, the caller should handle any potential error by wrapping the function call within a try-catch block. The caller. Okay, gotcha. So don't catch it. You could still raise it, but you're just saying don't catch it because we want to return that error and then handle it here. Okay. If a player ID that doesn't exist is passed into get player record function, we need to raise but not handle our own error to alert the caller of our function that the player that they are looking for doesn't exist. The exception should say player ID not found. The test will call the get player function and will handle the exception you raise. Okay. So we're just raise because it returns by default, right? So we could just raise exception get or player ID not found if it made it this far. Cool. I like to use color when I raise an exception just so I know it's one of mine. Color. You talking about it? Is that a JavaScript library? Raising exceptions review. Software applications aren't perfect, and user input network connectivity are far from predictable. Despite intensive debugging and unit testing, applications will still have failure cases. Loss of network connectivity, missing database rows, out-of-memory issues, and unexpected user inputs can all prevent an application from performing normally. It is your job to catch and handle any and all exceptions gracefully so that your app keeps working. When you are able to detect that something is amiss, you should be raising the errors yourself, in addition to the default exceptions that the Python interpreter will raise. Not a library. It can be used in most languages. Okay, what is it exactly then? Like, where in your setup do you install it? Like, what? I don't know what that means. What is it? Where do you set it up? All right, good code doesn't need to handle errors. It should be error-free. False. Can you... Mel, can you like stick, if you're like talking about a topic, can you stick to like one chat? It's kind of confusing. Just for that, like that topic, you can use it in C as well in many languages. You just put it right in the string. So it's a pre-installed package within that ecosystem is what you're saying, right? Just like it's going to be something native to C. Is that what you're saying? Not something in addition that you're installing? See, now you're confusing your own self. Got too many chat windows open. But I do like that you're in both chats because it gives me views for both. Different types of exceptions. We haven't covered classes and objects yet, which is what an exception really is at its core. We'll go more into that in the course on object-oriented programming. For now, what is important to understand is that there are different types of exceptions and we can handle them differently depending on the situation. Some exceptions are more specific, like zero division error or index error, and some are more general, like the base exception. Cool. Why specific exceptions come first when handling exceptions? It's important to catch the most specific ones first because Python stops checking once it finds a matching exception handler. If you catch a more general exception first, any specific errors will never get handled individually. I'm guessing if like you raise an exception, it'll keep bubbling, right? Down. In this case, the general exception will catch the error before the index error can be reached, and the message index error will never be printed. Also, handle the most specific exception first. Alias exception messages. As seen in the example, you can also access the error using as, like this. The default behavior of print is that it will print a string representation of whatever object is passed to it. In this case, it will print the error message. And this is like... Honestly, this has never been explained to me in JavaScript. The error object always threw me off, but I could just like console log it as a string. That was never explained to me. I don't know why that was never explained to me. Take a look at the get player record function. It raises an exception for negative player IDs. Raise exception. Negative IDs are not allowed. Complete the handle get player's record. It should return the result for get player record. But if an index error is raised, it will instead return the string index is too high. Okay. Otherwise, if any other exception is raised, return the error. I mean, okay. Nope, not try. Jeez. Yeah, it is try, right? I'm already forgetting Python syntax. So try, let me close Windows so I can't see. Try. And then if an index error is raised, it will instead return the string. So except index error we're not raising, we are returning. All failed. All right, let's figure this out. So this will bubble down to this. I mean, should we continue with like if statements? When it says input 0, it's literally just talking about actual, none. Nothing's getting returned. I mean, we can continue the if statements, but why isn't this being returned? So we can do like if player ID is greater than, or what are we doing? It's less than 0. I mean, do we have to assume when it's going to have an index error? Hold on. We are returning players with player ID. Oh, sorry. Okay. Why was I thinking we were getting an array of IDs? So if player ID is greater than or equal to length of players, then raise index error. Index is too high. It will return the error, but then I think we gotta... So we can return and break out of the try, right? Because then we can do this. No, way off. Wait, what are we doing? We're not doing length. Are we doing a lookup? So the level... No, we're literally just grabbing it here. None of these pass?
Look at my horse is amazing.
Harry, thanks for the follow on Twitch. Welcome. What is going on here? Am I... Oh my god. It literally says don't edit below this line. Okay. Okay. So. Complete the handle get player record function. It should return the result of get player record. Jesus. Get player record. We're passing in player ID. Accept index error. Index is too high. Okay, we're getting closer. Oh, it's printing. There we go. I just didn't read. That's all. Yep. You got it, Yori. Sorry, Don. I try to like Twitch, but I don't like their mobile UI. You're good. Yeah, they're mobile. A lot of people aren't a fan of the mobile. Yo, I got the chest. Let's go. Oh, so it's built in. But I guess the question I'm asking is it built in? I think that's the only question, right? If I'm writing Python, is it already built into the interpreter? So it sounds like it is. I think the answer to that question is yes. You can reset the level using the arrow at the bottom of the assignment. Oh, really? Okay, that's good to know. I kind of liked watching everything undo, but that is good to know here. All right, moving on. Ah, pre-rolls are on. Of course they are. Damn it. Raising exceptions review. As you've noticed, there are many. Here's what we should do. I think I want to keep going, but I'm gonna get the pre-rolls off for Twitch. All right, so let's take a 1-minute break. Yeah, ads. That's right. We'll take a 1-minute break, get rid of ads for 20 minutes. We should be able to complete this within 20. We were talking a lot before, so. All right, 1-minute ad. I'll be right back. All right, we are back. Let's go. All right, so raising exceptions review. As you've noticed, there are many types of exceptions. Many specific exceptions are built into the language, like index error, zero division error. And almost all exceptions count as the parent exception type. What differentiates exceptions are their types, not their string descriptions. This is important to know when handling errors from imported modules. If you're interested in the official documentation on all the built-in exceptions, you can find a list here. Refer to the code for the question. Okay. In the code sample, what will happen? The program will crash with an uncaught exception. It will print 0. It'll crash. Raising exceptions review. Okay. Same thing in the code sample. What will happen? Other. In the code sample, what will happen? It'll print other. All right, so purchasing. There's a bug in the current vendor system that is letting players buy items from the shop even when they don't have enough gold. Complete the purchase item function. If a character doesn't have enough gold, raise an exception with the text not enough gold. Don't handle the exception. Otherwise, return the amount of money customer has left over after completing the purchase. So if price is higher than gold available, then, oh, nope.
Look at my horse is amazing.
Hot Box, thanks for the follow on Twitch. Welcome, man. We are going to raise exception. Not enough gold. Otherwise, return the amount of money the customer has left over. Gold minus price. Let's go. And if you guys have any questions, we're getting towards the end of this section. And I think that'll probably wrap up our session today. So if you have any web dev questions or questions about becoming a web developer, feel free to ask in chat. We could chat for a little bit afterwards. What's up, Frozen? How you doing, man? How's it going? Happy Monday. Purchasing. Now we need to use our purchase item function to process an entire list of character purchases. All right. Assignment, complete the process transactions function. It takes a list of purchase orders. Each order is a dictionary. Look through the main function to see the shape of the data. Calls process transactions. Passing, okay. Look to the first, create an empty list of leftovers. What complete it takes a list. What are we doing with it? I feel don't give me steps. I don't think that helps. I mean, like, it makes it easier. I don't think it helps me learn. First, create an empty list. Okay, we'll just follow step by step. Leftovers equals. Then loop over the list of purchased orders. Okay. For order in purchased orders. For each order, try to process the order with a purchased item. Try to process the order with a purchased item function. Okay. If an exception is raised, print the raised exception. Print error. If there is not an error, then the purchase was successful. If there's not an error, then the purchase was successful. Okay. Append the remaining money to the leftovers list. The remaining money so we're just doing gold available, or like the new gold available? Okay. It literally is. Try purchase. How do we have access to this? I want to see if it's like within scope or not. Remaining gold equals purchase, and then append remaining gold. Oh wait, what are we doing? No, why are we doing it out here? No. Makes no sense. So leftovers, append. What the? Zinka? Zinka was streaming? No way Zinka was streaming. There's no way. What in the world? That is crazy. It's been forever since you've been live. How'd your stream go? Everyone from Zinc. Oh, sorry. Let me turn followers off.
Hope you had a great weekend. Happy Monday.
All right. I turned it off. Everyone should be able to chat. What's up? Oh, I just want to make sure. It's off. Sorry. Now it's off. Now it's off. Now it's off. Promise. Okay. Cool. But yeah, welcome, Zinka. How'd your stream go? Damn. I'm just like, I'm blown away that you streamed again. You went live. What'd you stream? How'd your stream go? That's really cool. Yeah, so Zinka's a mod here. Awesome mod. Shout her out. Definitely check her out if she's streaming again. Maybe it's like a one-off thing. I don't know. But follow her when she does go live in the next 6 months, maybe one time. And does a lot of coding stuff. I think you'll enjoy it. But what's up? How you guys doing? So right now we're just going through the entire course of Boot.dev. I'm streaming it 4 days a week. And we're learning Python right now. Very first course. We're learning it together. That's pretty much it. But Morandino, thanks for the follow. Welcome. Drosk, thanks for the follow. Welcome. And I had a great weekend. Damn, someone finally took advantage of the TTS. That is crazy. Happy Monday to you, too. Yeah, like, no one knows we have TTS. Don't abuse it, please. So we were pleasantly surprised, too. I bet. Dude, I've been trying to get her to go stream for so long. That's awesome. You guys convinced her. But what's up, Monkey Boy? I started the CSS Game Boy art today. Forgot how to stream. Dude, I forget how to stream to this day. Like, what? Darren, what's up? How you doing? Welcome. New coder here, and I'm learning on Boot.dev as well on day 6. Yo, let's go. We're fresh into it. How you liking it, Hotbox? You're going to try to stream every Monday. Okay. We have a commitment. Damn. Oh, she's serious. All right, let's see. I think your audience has been waiting for you to stream for a very long time. I think they're going to love that. Every 6 months, you're not wrong. Yeah. Yeah, no, Darren, you're totally not biased. We get it. We get it. You can say it like marinara sauce. Ah, marinino. Okay, marinara sauce, but it's Nino. Marinino. I probably butchered it. Yeah, Hotbox, how's it going? But yeah, so we you know what I've been thinking about doing? I want your question, or I want your opinion. I was thinking about, like, on Wednesdays, if I have no one-on-ones, what if we just do a stream where we do a giant job search, right? I want to build a giant spreadsheet and really hash out the market and point out, like, what positions are probably you're going to stand a chance at as a entry-level developer. But I kind of want to, like, really record, like, over 250 job postings in the US and really record what a lot of the languages are and kind of get, because people keep, it's really easy, especially if you're new, to, like, have so many misconceptions about the job market. And if I really just flush it out in a giant spreadsheet over the course of, like, you know, multiple streams, maybe we can start providing a little bit more data driven, because I think, you know, people see data, it's more of a validation rather than me just telling you. But maybe we can have more of a data driven approach towards, like, what's actually marketable and what's actually friendly towards entry level developers, because it's really hard, because you're like, oh, well, it requires like 2 years of experience. Does that mean they're going to consider me, or does it not? Right. And we can go over that stuff. So it's a bit more detailed than what we did when we were just going over job postings, but yeah. All subs and donations to Zinka and such will help in making Dear Honey pay for his best treatment. Honey is, by the way, the best fluffer. And gotcha. What happened, Honey? That is a total sellout move, I gotta admit, Darren, but I'm not against it. I hope your animal as well. That's very interesting. I think it could be fun. I'll let it go, Darren. I'll let it go. You're kind of, like, on the edge with that, promoting donations for another streamer, but Zinka is a mod here, so it's like you took the risk, and I think it was worth it. That was a very risky thing to do. You are right, but you didn't get banned for it. My cat got serious diagnosis of hyperthyroidism, and we are fundraising for his treatment. Yeah, wow. Damn, that sucks. I'm sorry to hear that, Zinka. Honey is always worth it. Yeah, I hope your cat, I hope you guys get the funding you need. I'm happy to shout that out, too, if you want. Just this is an exception, people. Zinka's an exception. Don't do this for other streamers. Let's see. What's up, Jessa? How you doing? Happy Monday as well. How's your Monday going? Thanks, we were gonna fix him. We won't bring it up again. It's all good. It's all good. Yeah, it surprised me at first, but it's all good. Like, if the best thing you can do with a streamer in general is like reach out directly to the streamer and ask for permission, if it's okay. Like if Zinka or even Darren asked me, I would shout it out myself. But that's like generally better manners than that. You know what I mean? Gojo? Gojo? What's Gojo? But yeah, truly, like, how much are you trying to raise for it? Do you have like do you have a site for it where people can donate, or are donations going directly towards you? Anything like that we can shout out? But I'm really curious about like how much you need to raise. It's definitely a important question. If there is an error, then the purchase was successful. If there is not an error, then the purchase was successful. Append the remaining money to the leftovers list. If there is an error, don't add anything to leftovers, so we just print it, right? Be sure to loop over the entire list of purchase orders. Finally, after the loop has ended, return the leftovers list. Leftover amounts for successful purchases are none. We'll figure it out. Please, I'm looking at chat, so don't backseat code. I just have a Streamlabs, donos, and Twitch subs. The radiation treatment is $3K. No pressure. Yeah, it's a lot of money. Okay, well, check out our channel and definitely go to our channel and, you know, if you have anything extra to donate, we could pop it up in Discord as well. I'll go ahead and make an announcement. I'll link your channel. Yeah, I really hope you get that. How far are you into it? Using Boot.dev to learn all the languages needed for a career change, but my 3 goals for programming require learning Lua, C#, and JS. Really? What exactly are your career goals? But yeah, I'll just link her thing in chat. If you want to support her cat, watch some of her past broadcasts to get to know her cat. Very iconic in her stream, and show some love, show some support. Just diagnosed 3 days ago. Today's subs and donos were the first bit. Okay. Damn, dude, that's rough. I'm sure that's, you know, like taking an emotional toll. And you went live? Wait, is that why you went live? It's a good reason to go live. But yeah, I hope you get through that. Is our mascot. Yeah, man, dude, I cried when my cat died. Like our family cat. It's like they're just like family. I know how it is. It's rough. Especially like, man, having to put an animal down after so many years, it's rough. I would like to change path. Damn, on board. Are you? What path do you want to change to? What catches your eye? Loop. For each order, try to process the order with a purchase item. An exception is raised. Print the raised exception. I mean, like, I don't think this is going to make a difference, but we can be a little bit more, make this more readable. Append remaining gold. If there is an error, don't add anything to leftovers. Okay, so it's going to go to here, then we print the error. Be sure to loop over the entire list, which we are doing. Because if we catch the exception we just print, it's going to keep looping. Then finally, after the loop has ended, return the leftovers list. I appreciate you guys not backseat coding with this, because usually I just don't look at chat. But I know we just got a raid, so I'm going back and forth. I wanted to make this project anyways. Okay. But this definitely pushed me to do it since the community loves honey more than me. Yeah, that's true. It's like they're part of it, you know? You guys are all family. You got to bring honey up. Cybersecurity or AI related. I'm in 7 years web dev. Okay. Gotcha. You want to get out of web dev. Specifically, okay. Do it, man. Honestly, just do it. I know it's a long shot, but they are definitely endgame goals. I want to create some QOL scripts for RuneScape. Okay. Create scripts for GTA servers. That would be cool. Yo, I'm telling you, GTA 6, don't listen to Zinka. It's not getting delayed. GTA 6 is going to come out this fall, and then it's going to, when it comes out for PC, RP is going to be a thing again. Okay? And I cannot wait to get into it. So I am definitely I'm definitely waiting for GTA 6. It'd be cool to have someone creating some scripts for GTA 6. And Jessa, also, I've seen you in the stream quite a bit before. Like, you've been frequent here, so it's good to see you back and frequent here. I appreciate you stopping by in a lot of the live streams. It's a little scary to do that. I'm feeling... Dude, I get it. It is. Yeah. Yeah, it's new, but... I've said this before, man. Like, there are developers that have just been in the industry for a while, and we only have one life. We're spending, what, 8 hours a week plus commute time if you're not remote at a job for 40 years, sometimes more hours. Like, do you really want to be putting all of those hours into something that, like, doesn't excite you anymore? Does that not seem like you're setting a really low bar for yourself? Like, you don't deserve more in life? And yeah, it's scary to take that chance and that leap. But what is even scarier is a massive amount of regret later in life. I think a lot of people just need to go to, like, talk to some older folks, like volunteer at an old folks home and just talk to a lot of people who have built up so much regret in life. Just grinding away. The days will pass, and they pass faster as you get older. Do you really want to be 60, 70 years old having tons of regret? That seems like way more pain than taking risk now. If you're doing RuneScape, look at making plugins on RuneLit. Okay. What's up, Neptune? I went from web dev into building cybersecurity. Okay. And you did a little bit of web dev there, Marinino. I had a GTA RP server with a buddy of mine, but I didn't understand coding, so I couldn't help with the side of it. Okay. You know, later I really want to do more manager role. I always hated in my jobs that managers really didn't take care of teams or people. That's an option, man. That is. You could be the leader that you never had. Or maybe you did have, but, you know, you don't have to be the leader that you did have if you had some crappy leaders. Missing one required positional argument, gold available. Ah, price and gold available for purchase item. Wait. We have to pass in a price? We receive purchase orders. Order. We're passing in order dot price. Oh, nope. It's not JavaScript. And order gold available. Expected an indent block. On line 8. Why? We'll figure that out. Don't give me the answer yet. Dinner time. All right, take care, Frozen. You would just need to learn... let's see. Okay. That's this conversation. You prefer chat and YouTube or Twitch? Twitch. But, like, whatever your preferred platform is. But Twitch is about numbers. YouTube, the algorithm is a lot better. So I like Twitch because we get the numbers up and, you know, it helps promote it a bit more. But what's up, Belgian dude? How you doing, man? And, guys, if you have any questions... a lot of times, so our main purpose here is to help aspiring developers get into the industry. So if you have any web dev questions or anything like that, trying to, you know, become a developer, feel free to ask in chat. Always happy to answer those kind of questions. We get anything? Traceback, return leftovers. Expect an indented block after accept. Oh, you have to have something there. Oh. We got it. Let's go. Bro, our notifications went down. Tuba, what'd you do? You lied to me. We had 21 and it went down. I'm trying to get them up. Dude, I feel like sometimes my chat just like trolls me. We're going down. I think Lane is messing with me. I think that's what it is. Let's go full screen. Let's talk. Yeah, Lane is 100% messing with me. What's up, guys? How you doing? LOL. Not the nodes? Yeah, I want to get them as high as possible. I want to see how high it goes. I'm not opening any chests throughout our entire experience with Boot.dev. That's the goal anyways. I can't say I'm here as an aspiring developer since they pay me to be a senior developer for some reason. You're good. We get senior developers that hang out and stuff like that. If you guys have no questions, don't force them. I just like to mention it once in a while because like people will see me like learning Python and they don't even know if they can ask a question or anything like that. So once in a while, I kind of just shout it out. Does Boot.dev only have Python? No. They start with Python. I think Lane's a big fan of like Python as a beginner language. And again, like Python's marketable. It certainly is if you want to go down that path. But I think they use it as kind of like an initial starter. But it's a really long program. Are you liking Python? I like the syntax. I think it's cleaner than JavaScript. I don't like the difference in scope, but I do like how more readable it is. I thought I would not like the forced indentation, and I do. That's really all the opinions I have of it. It's really similar to JavaScript. I think the syntax is a little bit simpler. Python is zen as fuck. Yeah, it kind of is. It's pretty chill. Python is pretty chill. I will not replace my backend with Python. Not with Twitch Sprout. I really like Nest, and I think I'm going to like Angular. And I just want to build an app where the architecture is very similar on both the front end and back end, try it out, and I'm going to continue pushing forward with that. So Python doesn't make me want to transition that at all. But even if you want to become a web developer, you want to focus on backend, Python is a really good choice. Python's Django framework was maybe hands down the best framework I've ever used. You pair with Django. Yeah. So when I worked with Django, it was just on the front end, and all I did was like maybe add some filters with, I think we just used Django's default templating engine. So I wrote a tiny bit of Python in the templates, but yeah. A lot of people like it. I already know backend development from Node and Java Spring Boot, so I might check it out. Neptune, if you like Spring Boot, and you really might like Nest. A lot of people say it's very similar. I don't like working on the backend without Nest. With Node. I think Nest made backend a lot more fun for me. I still love JS so much. I used to feel so comfortable with that language. Sachi, I'm the same way, man. You know, most people like their first language. I love JavaScript. I think most people that learn JavaScript first like JavaScript. They do. People that didn't learn JavaScript first tend to hate JavaScript. But it takes a long time working with it to be comfortable with the quirks and not have it be frustrating. Then it feels more natural. Doesn't mean it's a good language, but it does feel more natural. But there are some people, I think, like, there are probably some languages where, like, this is your first language and you hate it. And I'm wondering if there are any languages like that. I'm only one using PHP. Dude, PHP is in a lot of code bases. PHP is marketable and it's gotten way better, way faster. I don't think there's anything wrong with PHP. Do I ever want to be a WordPress developer? No. I spent 2 months doing that and I quit that first job. We transitioned over to WordPress and I put in my 2 weeks. Not happening again. Never working with WordPress again. But PHP outside of WordPress with Laravel, I think I would enjoy. Oh, also, guess what I got set up? Home gym. Let's go. So we're going to be starting that in February. We're going to be doing workout streams. It's all set up. I got to probably like find a better camera angle, but the light at the top is like really bright. So I got to figure out what to do with that. But hopefully we could start working out soon. I think that'll be fun. We should start doing fitness stuff. I'm indifferent with JS. I don't think you like JS. Are you really indifferent, Zinka? I don't enjoy WordPress development. I don't either, man. I don't either. How many dev jobs did you have done? 3. At a UI engineer position, mainly just like worked on the front end of a Django thing. We had a React app, but you know, I built a lot of stuff with just JS and CSS and HTML in their templating engine. Then the second one was heavy React stuff. It was a software engineer title, heavy React stuff. And then the third one was a full stack title where I dove into the GraphQL layer as well. So heavy React with GraphQL. Hell yeah, it's looking legit. Dude, I'm excited, man. I'm excited. I want to go into it. I want to just start, like I said, way healthier habits. Everything's just starting to come together, so we'll have it set up for February. So what I'm doing right now, I'm doing a lot of video recordings. Got a sponsorships. I'm recording a bunch of videos for that. And I should be well prepared to start lifting in February. We'll start doing workout streams. Before these, right? We'll lift, then I'll do a quick protein drink, 10-minute break, come back, we drink that, do some Boot.dev stuff. That's what I'm thinking. 2025 really going to be a grind. Dude, it is. I am excited. 2025 is, for me, it's a heavy learning year. Like, I'm reading books. Highly recommend this book. If you are interested in psychology at all and you want to kind of understand your subconscious, Man and His Symbols by Carl Jung. I like Carl Jung. Carl Jung is a big one about embracing kind of like your, what would you call it, like a dark passenger, your dark side. But rather than like repressing it or like anything like that, kind of like using it in a healthy way, but understanding like what your subconscious is trying to communicate to you so you could just be a better version of yourself. I think it's interesting. So if you are interested in stuff like that and dream interpretation, because that's kind of the theme a little bit with that book, you might be interested in that. Laravel is really nice. It's like a utopia. If I worked with PHP, I would definitely dive into Laravel, hands down. When I was learning programming in the beginning, I actually started with PHP for a little bit because I built my sites with PHP when I was 18, and then like I built gaming sites with PHP. So I technically did start with PHP, but I felt like I could never understand Laravel in the beginning. I had a really hard time with it. If I go back, I think I would really enjoy it, but I hated Laravel back then. Okay, so they have good docs. It's definitely my year to start getting my shit together. Let's go. But don't do it past January. Do it now. And don't be one of the many who keep failing their New Year's resolutions. I've said this before, and like, if you keep failing your New Year's resolutions, fuck your goals. Focus on what you can sacrifice that you can make better. Albert, thanks for the sub on YouTube. Welcome. But like, seriously, like, instead of thinking about goals you have to keep up the entire year, focus on one thing, the main thing that you can sacrifice that is going to make your life way better. Like the thing that you know is holding you back from actually achieving anything, right? Sometimes, for me, it was alcohol. Like, it was changing my mindset. It was giving me brain fog. It was preventing me from losing weight. Wilder Hives, thanks for the follow on Twitch. Welcome. But like, just focus on one thing to sacrifice. Belgian dude coming in with a Twitch sub. What's up? I appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much for the Twitch sub. That is, that's very generous of you. I don't get a lot of subs, so I really do appreciate the subs when they come in. So thank you. Dark Passenger. All I could think was Dexter, and that's yes. I could not think of it. It's not Dark Passenger. It's, what am I thinking? Your shadow. It's doing shadow work. But it's like it's kind of just like that thing that we tend to cause more anxiety and stress and judgment on ourselves when we know there are parts of ourselves that society wouldn't accept, right? It's like talking about like how to process that in a healthy way. Holy shit. Dude, that... Damn! Where'd that come from? Ramtony just gifted 5 subs. Yo! I think that's the first hype train I've had in a very long time. Yo, Ram, thank you so much.
Listen.
Hotbox coming in with a prime. Did we just get like 7 subs? What the fuck? I don't think I've ever gotten that many subs in a row in a long time. Or like ever. Yo, guys, thanks so much for the support. I really appreciate that. Let's go. That's awesome. Damn. What? I don't even know what to say to that. Seriously, guys, thank you so much for the support. All of it goes directly towards my bills, and it allows me to do this full time. Puts food on the table, literally. So thank you. Genuinely. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, wow, that's very generous. It threw me off. I don't even remember what I was thinking. That's crazy. That's actually crazy. You just had to hear Navi again. It's the Twitch sound, or the sub sound. It's such a good one. It's such a good one. And the follow sound is just me being like a Twitch nerd. It's just nostalgic. Tall Grenade is my dark passenger. He took over my Discord. Did he? What did he say? What did Oh, is that the one that like posts like a lot of the dark pictures, has a lot of dark humor. It will. I think I know who you're talking about. What's his Twitch name, by the way? It's enlightening subliminal Leonard. Malindo. Not sure about spelling. Okay. The subliminal. I like subliminal stuff. I think a lot of us. I mean, it's even front end. You are designed to be manipulative. You are designed to kind of like create a bit of a, like when you're building gamified experiences, you're basically designing it to be manipulative. You really need to believe in your product. Otherwise, like what you're doing is unethical. But as a front end developer, like that's what you're doing. Like you have to understand the human psychology, but we're constantly bombarded with a lot of subliminal stuff. And your phone, like at this point, if you don't think you're being recorded with your phone, I think you are being manipulated without knowing it with a lot of the ads that are served to you. But I think it's important to know how your subconscious processes these things. But more importantly, like a lot of us are fucked up, right? I think like most people did not have the perfect childhood, and being able to identify things that your conscious really can't identify, that aren't obvious to you, be able to identify those in your subconscious to be able to just deal with them and get them out on the surface and experience those emotions. Like then you just become happier, right? Your anxiety can lower, your insecurities can go down, and like all of your interactions are better. You treat yourself better, you respect yourself better, you keep your promises to yourself, you eat healthy, you take care of your body because you actually give a shit about your mind, because everything starts getting better when you start processing that. I know it's easy to just blow it off because we're just going day to day, but that stuff, I'm telling you, as you get older, like it can finally come out in unhealthy ways that you don't want it to come out. I'm reading programming books, going deep on DSA, low-level concepts I've skipped in the past, and really want to feel stronger and confident in my skill set for whenever the next layoffs happen. I think that's smart. Build shit on the side, though, Belgian. Don't just read. I don't know if you're doing that, but definitely build some stuff. Showcase like what you can do. If you are learning some new stuff, like showcase it so you can pop it on your portfolio if layoffs happen. The default Go tooling is great. I enjoy it. Okay, I caught up on most of the messages. 3 more to this. Yeah, we got past the sub goal. Okay, I finally caught up. Sorry, we had a lot of messages. I didn't realize how far behind I was. I used to not enjoy the compile languages and strict type languages, but I enjoy Golang's approach. I'm actually pretty excited to try Go. I am. That is part of Boot.dev's curriculum. I'm pretty excited about it. Looks like Don has an Iron Master set back there. Oh, yeah, with the... Yep. Because the rack of dumbbells way more expensive. It takes up a lot of room. It does take a little bit longer to, put the weights on. But the thing is... you just do it during your rest, right? So I usually do like 45-second rests, or I'll do longer if I'm going high weight, low reps. And I just, take that time to put the weights on. That's it. Oh, we got a chest. Nice. A danger dance emote. Let's go. Thanks again for the hype train. Thanks again for the subs. Oh, he's tall, Grenin. He does gaming. Oh, that's his Twitch name too. I don't think I've ever seen him type in your chat then. Okay. Manipulation is not inherently immoral. I think I agree. I agree with that. It's all about the intent and the means. I agree with that. Yep. With good intent and harmless means, manipulation is healthy. Yep. I 100% agree with that. As a front-end developer, it's like some people... I think it's helpful to know that, right? I think it's helpful because you kind of have some like really shady ass tactics and really annoying and manipulative tactics that like, especially when someone is trying to cancel their service and stuff like that. Whereas a front end developer, like you can make it extremely frustrating and almost like get them to just not want to cancel because they don't want to deal with your shit, right? Like, and that's it's an example of like really bad manipulation as a front end developer, but you are capable of that. You are learning how to do that. But like you said, it's all about the intention. The intention is important. WordPress plugin or theme development is the worst. Laravel is really good, makes one actually enjoy PvP. Again, if I ever coded in PHP, I would learn Laravel and I'd build stuff with it. I think I would enjoy it. I've heard from my therapist that we all manipulate at a certain level. Don't know how true that is. Yes. Yeah. Well, here's the thing. It's like, yeah, technically, like, even if you say, when you go this deep into it, I think it completely disassembles it and it loses the meaning. And I think people will just do this to disassemble an argument because they don't really have a other good argument to back up whatever they're saying. But it's like, it's like people that'll like completely try to convince you that the word itself has no meaning. Even if it's like a really shitty word, it has no meaning. Like what in reality is like even a word. It's the symbols that we put together and we attribute that meaning to. You don't want to talk to people that like try to break up your argument in such a disingenuous way like that. So it's like if people are trying to disassemble manipulation, like we all manipulate people to some extent. Yes, that's true, but it's fucking meaningless for like most relevant conversations. But if you really want, and I'm not saying you're doing that, but you know, there are people like that that'll completely disassemble language to try to, because they have no good argument. But to an extent, yes, we all manipulate people a little bit, even if we're just kind of saying thank you. A lot of people are like, will say that because they know it'll make the other person feel better. And there's kind of a result of making that other person feel better that makes it addictive to say thank you, right? You can come up with so many like different scenarios like that and say like everyone manipulates everyone. But I think the real meaning behind it is the intention. We have to focus on the intention. Is the intention good or bad? Yeah, that can become subjective, but as a front-end developer, as a developer that are creating experiences that can create addictive experiences and create patterns in people, I think we have to kind of use that good for a good reason. How long before you feel like Boot.dev feels worth it? Feels worth it to whom? What do you mean by that? I've had an experience where to cancel my subscription, I had to go through an email to find the link because it was actually nowhere in the site. Dude, and those kind of sites are just horrible experiences. We've all encountered them and they suck. They suck. I hate that developers do that crap. A lot of times it's the decision of like a product manager to do that, you know, people that are just, you know, maybe don't want to, for whatever reason, aren't focused on improving their service. They just want to make it incredibly difficult to cancel. I've heard Adobe's kind of a pain in the ass with that, I think. I didn't have too much trouble, but I've heard nightmare stories with Adobe where it's really hard to cancel with Adobe. But there are probably other companies where it's much more predatory and I don't know. I wonder what like the worst company is to cancel something. What's up, Jeremy? How you doing? For backend aspiring developers, I think Boot.dev, I mean, it's the reason why I promote them. I think Boot.dev is the best. Yes, I agree with you. I've looked into this, and I think primarily I heavily look at reviews, and I talk to people, and I've done that for Scrimba. So here's the thing. I had a lot of good reviews about Scrimba, and it's why I would like kind of shout them out. But then I finally went through the entire front-end curriculum. It's why I've chosen to promote them entirely as my affiliate partner. For front-end, Boot.dev, I have not gone through the entire curriculum, but I've heard a lot of really good things about it. And I understand Lane's philosophy on things and basically on what it takes to become a really good developer. And that has given me enough confidence to like partner with them before I went through the entire thing among the many reviews that I read. So I could change my mind. I could go through the entire thing and be like, this is crap. I don't think that's going to happen, but that could happen. We'll see. But as far as I know, in terms of self-taught resources, Scrimba is the best for front end and Boot.dev is the best for back end. But most importantly, like you might go through either of these and just not like it. It's not for you. And that's okay. It doesn't mean you should go through it. Like try something else. To someone that already has coding. Oh, okay, so to be clear, I'm going through Boot.dev because they are an affiliate partner, not because I think that is the best route for me to learn backend with my already professional experience. If you have professional experience in the industry and, you know, like you put some years into it, you've grown as a developer, I don't think Boot.dev is an efficient way to go. I wouldn't recommend that you replicate what I'm doing. The reason why I'm doing it is because I want to go through it and experience it because they're an affiliate partner. I really want to build a lot of confidence that it is a really strong program or it's not. That's the reason why I'm doing it, and I can live stream it and we can have fun, we can have good conversations. So I don't think it's an efficient, like if I was not live streaming, I would not do this at all. But I am, so that changes things. Sign up in one easy click, call customer support to cancel. Exactly, Anthony. Yep. So if I tell a friend he should do something that I think will make him feel better, is that some sort of good manipulation? You got to think through it a little bit more. It's not the action of telling him, it's the action of helping him. Helping him makes you feel better. Either it makes you feel better, that's why you're doing it, otherwise you're not going to give your time to it, or you're trying to preserve that relationship, which means like both avenues are going to be manipulation. Again, I don't think, I would never call someone a manipulative person, and that's not what we think of when we talk about a manipulative person, when we think about that. But if you really had to dig down into it, yes, we manipulate people every single day to some extent. So we got to like take that negative connotation and focus on the intention rather than just automatically giving it a negative connotation in every circumstance. The worst company for canceling something is Planet Fitness. Oh, is it? Oh, really? I got a Planet Fitness. I go to a different gym, so I'm not signing up. I don't think I would fit into the culture of Planet Fitness, but it is really cheap. But they say no contracts. I don't know if that's the truth. Or they say like you can cancel anytime. I don't know if that's the truth. But they are really cheap. If I didn't get the deal that I did with my current gym, I might even go to Planet Fitness to save money. Yeah, 2025, I dumped a lot of expenses. I probably am saving about $700 a month in the expenses that I dropped. 600, that's high. Having steaks, resting while I wait for the family to get home, so dipping into your stream a bit. Yo, it's going to be a good dinner. Steaks sound really good right now. I like Boot.dev. I've had them for 6 to 7 months now. I wish I had more time to dedicate to it, but I think it's worth the money. Okay, so how far into it are you? I love the Boot.dev's Discord community. Awesome people there, always willing to help you. Yep, 100%. I think Boot.dev has an awesome community. Yeah. I agree with you. Best coding community I've found, if you ask me. I like it so far, but like I said earlier, there's not enough examples in the courses for my brain to hold on to in the info I pair it with Mimo that gives me more problems to solve. I think that's fair. You're in the sandbox for a very long time. And while they provide content, like for the Python course that I'm going through, I don't think a lot of it is going to stick as much as it would if like I was doing more exercises. For example, like they need to make the optional exercises required. That's a big one because those are interesting. They're getting me to solve the problems, but we went through the last challenge and it just gave me step by step by step by step. It's not helping me think critically to be able to kind of like piece all of this together to be able to solve the problem in a way that like I'm thinking about it deeply enough to reinforce a lot of the fundamentals that I'm learning. I do think that's a bit of a drawback for so far with Boot.dev. Now, maybe the curriculum later on will do a really good job at reinforcing it, but right now it's a bit of a yellow flag for me where I think some people are going to forget some of the information that they're learning along the way. I've had a lot of questions answered. Yeah, it makes way more sense then. I've been a dev for the last 8 years, but with last round of layoffs, really trying to level up. I get it, man. It's like, yeah, I get it. I mean, you want to build up your work ethic in a company. Again, I say this all the time. It's like you don't work hard for the company. You work hard for yourself to build up a good work ethic and have some integrity about you, right? But you basically are focused on your career as a developer. You're focused on being hireable in the industry, not necessarily trying to keep your job at that company, right? And if what you're doing at the company starts misaligning with what's going to be marketable, that's also a bit of a yellow flag, and you got to supplement with that. You can't trust that you're going to keep that job. You just can't. And if the past 4 years haven't taught you that, then you're in for a rough time. But good. I'm glad to hear that you're really building yourself up and backing yourself up with that. Wife has been trying to cancel for years. We moved and they want you to come in person to the facility you joined to cancel. Oh, really? I wonder what the contract states. I bet you, Jeremy, you could send them a letter and have it formalized, or like have it, I don't remember what it's called, but like a certified letter. I wonder, no contract? Then to me, like, I'm disputing those charges. Yeah, I'm just disputing. I'm not recommending anyone else do that, but if there's literally no contract, like, I'm disputing those charges and I'm reporting them to my bank. A threatening lawyer letter? Okay. Yeah, I'm not going to give any legal advice. I'm sure you looked into it, and that is frustrating. Yeah, I think if there's literally no contract and they have no... I think the very first thing is I'd send them like a certified letter that I've canceled. And then just use that for documentation purposes as I dispute. Like, are they going to go after you? Probably not. But again, this isn't legal advice. Talk to an attorney. You do whatever you've looked up, Jeremy. I'm just trying to think about what I would do. But yeah, those gym contracts, it's so easy to just sign up and get rolling that day and go into the facility. It's easy not to read them. You got to read those. Soft skills may help you more at this point. How can you say that? I don't think you really know where his soft skills are. You're saying because of his depth of experience. I guess it depends on what he's been working on. I think at a senior level, I think the variety project, I think it's more like leadership. Like, what have you owned? Like, what have you built and pushed out into the world? And like, what have you owned? How have you been as a mentor, as a senior developer? And what's the variety of problems that you've solved? And how much ownership did you really have over that? And of course, like any sort of like mentorship or leadership with that and guiding other people could be incredibly helpful. But I think it comes down to ownership and variety of problems that you solved. I'm going through Free Code Camp now, relearning basic Python data structures, but I'm having trouble solidifying my learnings. I try to revise what I did, but it feels inefficient. Should I be practicing with LeetCode, or should I give Boot Camp a try? I don't know what you're learning. Again, I just don't know what you're learning. It's really hard to say that. You might need help of someone identifying like why you're not learning the concepts. Like find a mentor and help them identify that and go through like a mock session. But I don't know if like you're focused on just memorization. I don't know if you have gaps in your fundamental knowledge, where sometimes if you're just trying to do a bunch of LeetCode challenges and you have crappy fundamentals, like you're just focused on memorization. You're not really learning like you think you are. So it really depends. It could be a variety of things. But it's like my gut feeling says you have a shaky foundation with that if like it's not sticking. Yep, 100%. Employment is never guaranteed in tech, sadly. No, it is not. No, it is not. Aim for industry security, not position security, not job security. All right, family is here. Time to drop. Good to see you. Yeah, good to see you too, Jeremy. Thanks for stopping by. Have a good dinner. I had to go in person to present a letter to cancel for Planet Fitness. That's crazy. Did you have to sign a contract for it? They know it's harder to cancel if you show up in person. It all depends on the contract that you sign or that you agree to. Like, that dictates a lot, you know? If you never signed a contract. Devon, how important is accessibility when it comes to freelancing? It depends on freelancing of what? What are you building? Accessibility is generally important to some extent, but it, you know, what are you building with freelancing? What kind of projects are you working on? I'm an OR coordinator, and I'm going back to school to become a computer information systems coordinator. With a minor in content creation. With a minor in content creation, learning how to edit with Premiere Pro, etc. Okay. Computer information systems coordinator, and you're learning Premiere Pro? Is that like part of that curriculum? Front end, Devon, like I would, you got to get the needs of your customers. What do they care about? They probably care about organic search, and accessibility can really help with that, right? So I think the knowledge is important, but I can't give you a definitive answer without knowing your clients. So if I had to give you a templated answer, it's important. Yeah, exactly. It feels like I'm just trying to memorize instead of actually learning, all because of ChatGPT. Yeah, stop with the ChatGPT. Stop it. Break away. You already know it's a problem. Stop it. Break away from it. You can use it as a mentor. It should not be solving any problems for you. It should not be writing any code. You're trying to get your foundations down. The only thing you should be using it as is maybe a quick documentation lookup for specific syntax, but ultimately like a mentor. Prompt it to not give you the answer, and also prompt it to identify the fundamentals that you're missing as you're trying to solve the problem. No contract, but it was automatic withdrawal. Can't you just call your bank and tell them to block it? Like, why can't you dispute those charges? I'm not trying to get anyone sued by what I built. Well, in your contract, you should probably have a clause that prevents that. Right? Like, there are a lot of reasons. Like, what happens if your website goes down when you aren't responsible of that? Like, you should have a clause in your contract that alleviates that liability. What I think, Devon, if that is your concern, you need to talk to an attorney and have them draft you a contract. An attorney that's familiar with drafting contracts for freelance developers. I got bullied for not using ChatGPT in the stream today. What? Why? Who's telling you to use ChatGPT? What were you not willing to use it for? But if they're like, yeah, just lean on ChatGPT, like, they're probably really bad developers, to be honest. I wouldn't listen to them. I honestly wouldn't. Like, you're really still in your, like, you're still trying to learn and grow and build stuff. Yeah, you're welcome, Devon. I'm ChatGPT sober for a month now, thankfully. I like that. ChatGPT sober for a month. I really like that. That's such a good label. Trying to rebuild my fundamentals. Nice. It's funny how in the beginning I thought I had to memorize everything I was learning. Like I had, yeah, right? None of us have that. And I did too. I was the same way. I did too. And I would, like, I had told this story many times. It's like when I was at my second dev position, I bought hold on. I wonder if anyone ever thinks like I'm just bullshitting with my stories. So I bought a book that I really want to get better with CSS because all the developers on the team were way better with CSS than I was. And so I bought a giant book, about 1,000 pages. And I'm like, I'm going to go through all of it. And I'm really going to do exercises and try to remember all of this. And I want to, I want to up my game. And I have a lot of respect for all these people that know CSS as well as I do. And this is the book. Still have it to this day. CSS Definite Guide. Very large book, about 1,000 pages. And I haven't read a single page in that book because that manager told me that I'm probably going to forget most of it. It's a huge waste of time. And the only reason that those developers know so much is because they fucked up with CSS and they had to like go through it drudgingly and like then create bugs and fix those bugs. And they just worked on problems over and over and over until they finally started solidifying those skills. And he explained to me it's kind of a use it or lose it situation. And it changed my entire way of learning to code. But yeah, I used to think that I should try to memorize everything, and that's what was going to qualify me as like a good developer, and it was just a completely broken mindset. A major in CIS and analyst, but also a minor in media content creation. I learned basic coding and found out, that I really enjoyed it. Okay, very cool. I only use ChatGPT for my grocery list. Nice. I use ChatGPT for a lot of other things. What is the best AI tool out there to use as a mentor? Just try different tools. ChatGPT is fine. And mentor for what? Depends. Why indeed? Something about employers use it or something? I want to be as good as Kevin Powell, so I have to struggle. Because what? And so what they're probably saying is employers are expecting developers to use it for productivity gains. And so what is happening is we are creating unrealistic expectations because as AI is trash right now, right? It's not the AI that we had wished for. AI is complete trash, so those same developers are probably pushing a lot of low-quality code out, but they are getting features out. This has been a problem for a very long time, and it takes developers to stand up against product managers and push back. You have to stand united as a team, as a developer team to do this. But the problem is even experienced developers start offloading their critical thinking and their problem-solving skills to ChatGPT or other AI tools, Claude, whatever, and they essentially, it withers away for them. It's a use it or lose it situation that applies for any cognitive ability. You have to use it. You have to practice it. Treat it like a muscle that you have to constantly train or it withers away. So like the problem is that you are going to have some developers that lean heavily on it, produce definitely some shitty ass code. And then when AI starts giving them problems and it's not producing the right code, it's not helping them debug, they are lost, right? So good developers can become bad developers by an over-reliance on AI tools. They can and they will. And we're also teaching product managers and any other leadership to only value speed, which is that's always been a problem. Developers have always had to push back on that to preserve the quality of code and actually grow as a good software engineer. And like developers have other standards that we have to maintain ourselves to. Whereas like if you're looking for, like if you want to become a really good developer, if you are looking for that acceptance among non-developers, you're already royally fucking up. And you need to meet other good senior developers that are going to guide you right. That's my stance on it. So whoever told you that, just ignore him. I'm sure you did. But it's just a bad take. A bad take from that individual. Send it to me. It's a big guy, dude. I don't know if I'll ever go through it. It might be old. I might send it to you. I don't know. I don't really care. But I like having it and never reading a single page. But yeah, I don't use it. Yeah, I know. It's the definitive guide of CSS. It's huge. I think it's just know what you were looking for and where to find it. Good luck. Remember all that. Not gonna lie, my last boss told me to use ChatGPT to get faster. That's when I knew I needed another job. Yeah. I mean, it's like a good boss should like be able to identify the fundamentals that you're missing and like be like, hey, read this book. Learn this. That's what an old manager of mine did. Like they didn't just try to get me to copy and paste a bunch of shit from Stack Overflow or templates and stuff like that. It was like, no, like you really need to dig into the details of this. And he recommended, which I forgot at this point, good books to learn and like focus more on architecture and good system design and stuff like that. ChatGPT is like a second thought and someone who is already experienced in the field.
Look at my horse is amazing.
Raincarnate. Thanks for the follow. Welcome. It is an epic book. I thought I was hearing things and realized you're playing Strobe. Oh, yeah. You are not hearing things. It's a pretty trippy song, isn't it? All right, guys, I'm going to be honest. I'm hungry. We went over quite a bit, which is cool, but I am hungry. I got to get some food. My stomach's hurting. I had a protein drink like 2.5 hours ago, and that is not enough. I usually got to mix food within a protein drink, and I just didn't have enough time today, and my stomach is just... He meant well. He just wasn't a good mentor. He was a great dev, just didn't know how to guide me in my first dev position. Fair enough. Yeah, fair enough. That's good that you... It sounds like maybe you're getting the mentorship that you need at your new job, which is pretty cool. ChatGPT to ask clarifying questions. Yeah, and it all depends on the types of questions that you ask. But it can be helpful if used the right way. And it's just not. Yeah, but hey, thanks for hanging out. Really good conversation. And again, Zinka, thank you so much for the raid. I do appreciate it. It's cool to see you stream it again. I hope you are consistent with that. If you haven't already, check out Zinka. And again, Cat's having some issues. If you have any extra funds, please do donate or sub to her to give her a little bit of help with that. Got a pretty hefty bill, so anything I'm sure is going to help. But let's go ahead and raid someone. Monday in the afternoon. Come by if you like CSS, okay? I will keep that in mind. Everyone else, keep that in mind. Oh, nice. Frozen just tossed you a sub. Thank you. Thanks for being generous. All right, let's... I'm going to cut the YouTube stream, and then I'll be live tomorrow on Twitch and YouTube. We'll continue...